You know, recently there's been a lot of FGC players getting dropped from teams, and I was going to talk about that today. One of the things that I think about players is that I think that it's cool that there's lots of players that want to be on teams and they just discuss like, oh yeah, I want to be on this team, I want to be on that team, and there's value in being on, different teams and stuff. But one thing that I was going to talk about was how I think that it's actually better to maybe search for individual sponsorships and opportunities depending on the player. I think that that's something that is like more pursuable than a lot of people are probably reaching out to. And then on that topic, like I was going to bring that up today as one of the discussion points that I was interested in. And then today I saw this on my timeline. We are excited to announce the sponsorship of Alex Meyer, Sherry Jennings, and the one and only Justin Wong for our Victrix fight stick. And then they took these pictures. Now, look, I'm not going to comment on these pictures, all right? But, the point that I was going to make here is that I think this is a very, very good idea, especially because if you're somebody like Justin and you're so valuable, you can negotiate to be on a team like Echo Fox and get paid a big salary. But in some cases, it's more valuable to actually search for your own sponsorships. This is something that happens with commentary as well too. A lot of people have asked me why I haven't worked with certain brands, or why aren't you with this company, or why aren't you with that company, and questions like that. But the thing is, you have to understand is, like, think about it like this. Let's say you're with a team and the team is paying you. We're just going to use made up numbers, right? We're going to keep it very simple. Let's say a team is paying you $1,000 a month, right? And you're like, all right, well, that's very stable. I get $1,000 a month to do whatever, right? And then let's say that you're very happy with that. You're like, you know what? This $1,000 a month is great. I'm very, I'm enjoying it. They fly me out everywhere. They take care of my hotels and flights and et cetera, right? Then let's say that your team has, you're with Team Liquid, and Team Liquid is, they have a bunch of different sponsors. One of them's HyperX. Maybe they have like I Buy Power. Maybe they have they have all these things. So the team will send you product. They'll send you headsets from HyperX. They'll send you an I Buy Power PC. They'll send you cans of Red Bull if you're with Red Bull, whatever it is. But one thing that's interesting is, let's say, CPT comes around and CPT hits up, Justin, who's on this team, and they say, Justin, we'd love to have you on this show to come and do whatever. And, we're going to pay you $1,500 to come do this thing, right? And Justin's like, $1,500? That's more than the $1,000 I'm getting for my team or whatever, right? And whoever the imaginary player is in this scenario. And these numbers are made up. He's like, that's a lot of money. And then they're like, oh, that reminds me. CPT is sponsored by, I don't know, Fiji Water. And because you're working with, your team is sponsored by Red Bull, you can't come do the thing. I'm sorry about that. But you can't come do this event with us, right? There's a conflict there. Because of that, you can't pursue the individual, opportunities or offers that you have. Yeah, it happens to lots of players. Like, Red Bull Kumite. Red Bull Kumite will not invite any players usually that are sponsored by like Monster or something, right? You can't invite players to the team to the event whose team or themselves are sponsored by an opposite company. So nobody from Razer, nobody from, because they have Monster, nobody from Liquid, right? Nobody from PG if they have like a different thing, right? You see what I mean? So let's go back to our imaginary numbers on this topic. Let's say that you're getting $1,000 a month from whatever your team is, and then you get an offer for $5,000 to go to this thing. They just invite you to it. Team, I don't know, whatever kind of, I don't know, YouPorn invites you to some event, but your team is sponsored by Pornhub. Suddenly, you can't go and collect this kind of money. So in situations like this, there can be times where you're like, maybe not being allied with a team or aligned with a team would be useful. Or if you're somebody who is powerful enough, like a Justin Wong, you can say, well, maybe what I should do, Justin Wong, is pick up Victrix, and they'll pay me $500 a month. Then I'll pick up HyperX as my headset sponsor, and I'll wear HyperX everywhere. Maybe they'll pay me $500 a month. Then I'll pick up Red Bull as my energy drink, and they'll pay me this much. And then I'll pick up this company, and they'll pay me this. So suddenly it starts to be more valuable than just being on a team and just taking like everything that they have, right? The other thing I was going to say about fighting game sponsors is that there's been a lot of players that have left teams or joined new teams or, shifted around, etc. in the off season right now. I think that's very interesting because a lot of people, when they saw people lose, right, they saw people leave different teams and they're like, oh, this guy left this team, this guy left this team. What's happening, right? Well, for one, you have to remember that it's February. So lots of players dropped or their contracts ran out or whatever at the end of the year just because it's the end of the year, right? The other thing is if you look at any of the players on Echo Fox, I feel like every single player who is no longer on Echo Fox left because they either wanted to find a better contract or they have another offer coming up. Or they saw the writing on the wall, right? Which is that Echo Fox has been having issues for quite a while, when it comes to their different teams. And it's not just fighting games. Echo Fox they dropped like their Call of Duty team and like a Gears of War team. They got rid of a ton of their different League of Legends players. Even before they dropped anybody in fighting games, they dropped a ton of different people in their other different games and communities they were involved with. If you think about it for Echo Fox, like if you're Tokido, or if you're Justin, or you're any of those players, leaving the team makes a lot of sense. If you already have another offer lined up that's equally valuable, or you want something that's more stable, like why don't you just sign like, I don't know, a 1-year deal with another team that has more opportunity in it for you, or if you're Justin, pursue individual sponsorship opportunities. Yeah, for me, when I see all these people getting like leaving the team and blah blah, and people are like, oh yeah, this guy got dropped, that guy got dropped, fighting games, this or that. Do you really think that these players are leaving just because that's it? This is their last, hurrah. Tokido's not gonna get picked up by another team. It's gonna be like a month, maybe 2 months while he shops around. And then he finds the team that he wants to go, and he'll settle there. That's all there is to it. It's not going to be complicated. Justin is clearly shopping around not only his individual like sponsorship opportunities, but himself as a player, right? You noticed that before he left Echo Fox, all of a sudden Justin Wong was promoting his YouTube a lot. He was getting ready to stream a lot. He started tweeting about more products and like stuff that he was interested in, right? It's not like this guy Justin one day got dropped from Echo Fox and he was like, oh, I didn't see this coming. Like, it's very obvious, I don't know, a month before he left the team that he was leaving the team. And I think if you didn't see that and you're like, oh, wow, I can't believe he left, I'm very, like, concerned about your awareness. Especially Justin. Justin's individual brand is so powerful, And so is Tokido's. So, like, yeah, they can do whatever they want. Justin has, like, 120,000 followers. And he's probably, alongside Daigo, known as like one of the most famous, like legacy-wise, fighting game players out there. In the West, he's probably the biggest name besides maybe Sonic Fox, which is a newer name. Anyway, those are just examples about sponsorship and individual opportunities. We'll talk about this more at a later date. Justin with BudLight.jpg. Man, what an image. I already know exactly what the image looks like in my head. So do you guys, I'm sure.